Innovation explosion. Silicon Valley trends and forecasts for the post-COVID economy. Now that we are coming out of COVID, now that economies are starting to open up again, we have a huge opportunity. We've already seen in Silicon Valley that the fundamental tech economy has not slowed down. It has continued to accelerate. In fact, more and more money than ever before is flowing into new technology companies. Venture capital firms are flush with money, and they are deploying it very strategically across multiple sectors. So if anything, we have seen venture capital and startups thrive throughout the pandemic. Now, we don't know for sure if the pandemic is over. There are mutations, new strains of COVID that are coming out all the time. And we could wind up back where we started, with economies being shut down, with people unable to go to work. So that could all return any day now. We don't know. Things are in a constant state of flux. But what we do know is that technology has transformed our lives. Technology has actually created enormous value. And technology is what is leading us out of the pandemic ultimately. If we just look at the big companies like Moderna and Pfizer, their mRNA technology, this gene editing technology, has proved enormously effective at fighting COVID, and it will only get more effective. So we will see booster shots and new vaccines continually coming out at a faster rate than ever because of new technology. If you look across gene editing and gene therapy with CRISPR technology, the first generation and the next generations to follow, it is getting more and more sophisticated. And we are going to see massive amounts of venture capital going into startups that are deploying new gene editing technologies. And they will be doing everything from breeding livestock that can withstand higher temperatures as we undergo climate change, to new types of crops that can grow in water-restricted areas where there are droughts, to new gene therapies, cures for cancer, cures for blindness. All of this is happening right now. And only more venture capital is going to continue to flow into it because it has been so successful. We've also seen that our race into outer space with Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and others all launching, new rocket ships, developing new ways to get payloads into orbit and then go beyond to colonize the moon and ultimately Mars. This has been accelerating. A lot of money has poured into it, and we're only at the beginning stages. We're just at the beginning of our venture off this planet, where human beings will soon be living on other planets, probably temporarily at first, but eventually we will have permanent colonies. So this is going to continue to accelerate. And AI has been enormous, right? AI is kind of like the juggernaut because it applies to almost every industry on the planet, and it will affect all of our lives. We are seeing as people that more and more we will be welcoming AI into our lives because it is so good at what it does. AI is really adept at processing large amounts of data. Our human brains aren't that good at it. As Daniel Kahneman said with the Nobel Prize, we have our biases. We aren't even aware of them. We don't know how to process large amounts of data. We don't really understand intuitively statistics, but AI does. And using this information, AI will be making more and more decisions. Not just where we eat, what restaurants we go to, not just what movies we watch when we're online, but AI will be helping us make life decisions. Like, should I change jobs? Because AI will know the whole job market. It will know us and our abilities and be able to match us perfectly. AI in the future, and money will be rolling into us, will be matching us with other people. Who should I be doing business with right now? Where can I make those connections? Who should I be dating? Every aspect of our lives, from what products we buy to what products are shipped to us without us even asking for them, AI will be underpinning all of this and transforming the world economy and our lives at the same time. We will also see AI making predictions about the future. The more data it gathers, it'll be able to predict everything from what we do in a certain situation, how we'll act, to how economies will develop, how companies should plan and roll out products. We will be using AI for all of these things, and AI will be kind of the underpinning of our economic model. More and more, the decision-making that bureaucrats do, that managers do, middle managers in corporations, the decision-making that they do will be delegated to AI. We will have AI running our marketplaces, managing our ecosystems, and ultimately, AI will be running our whole economies, from power grids to stock markets. It's going to be everywhere. This is the future. This is what's going to be happening in the next 10 and 20 years, and where the money will be going. We are also going to see big changes with new technologies that come out of the blue, like the blockchain, and fundamentally shake things up. So they are here now. We're going to see blockchain like technologies emerging that have different abilities in the blockchain, hybrid blockchains that work, that are both centralized and decentralized. These are all being developed right now, and they're going to have enormous impacts, not just on finances, but on how we manage our lives and data security. All of this is happening. You look out there with new medical devices coming onto the market. Very exciting, because honestly, we are going to need this. Healthcare is enormously expensive. We're going to be automating the entire healthcare system. Everything. In the future, we're not going to go into doctors. All medicine is going to be done fundamentally through the internet, because we will be able to better and better analyze our bodies with new sensors that we will wear on our bodies, potentially have implanted in us, and that will be communicating directly with AIs and a whole medical system that will analyze those and diagnose them and then write our prescriptions. Very seldom in the future, unless people have really life-threatening things, will they even need to go into a hospital or go visit a doctor. And the human being, a lot of times, will be there more to help us on the human level, understand what's happening, to comfort us, to be there for us, to explain to us in human terms what we will be going through in these medical procedures, than to actually carry them out. All of that will be automated. And one of the most exciting areas that we are going to see post-COVID is that COVID has already changed how people work. So we're working more remotely. We're working in distributed teams. This is going to accelerate even post-COVID. And we're also going to see post-COVID what's happening in the world with people and how they interact with each other. We are going to be spending, whether you like it or not, more and more time online, more and more time in virtual environments, engaging with each other, engaging with sophisticated algorithms, with interactive content. This is all going to be proliferating, and we're going to see many new businesses started in this area. So I am super excited. I think, the opportunities we've seen in the past are nothing compared to what we're going to see moving forward. I hope you enjoyed the talk. If you liked it, you can come to founderspace.com. You can check out our latest events, contact us, and see my latest books, Make Elephants Fly, Surviving a Startup, and The 5 Forces. You can also find me on all the major social networks. Just search for Founderspace.